So tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up in that house with each parent. How did you interact with them? What was your relationship with them?
We had a nice relationship.
Well, I had a very good relationship with Mom, and I think it was so good. And I used to help her with the laundry and all, and I spent a lot of time with her. But
I'm think,
so much so that she never registered me for school until I was almost 7.
she hated to let us go, really.
And I
All
really,
of us.
I really think she
I,
forgot.
like I started in the second grade.
You did really?
She hated to let us go off, leave the house, I guess.
It sounds like you hated to go leave the house too, because you were
Yeah.
having a good time at home with
You're right,
everybody.
that's true.
Like,
And I remember, well, as a kid, we lived on Broad Street and Allegheny Avenue. The trolley used to go into town, and Mom used to take. It was like a half a block from our house. That was the time we lived on Broad Street, in one of those big brownstone, brown houses. And I used to worry about her going off alone.
mhm.
And so I would sneak out of the house and meet her down at the trolley car and get on the trolley car with her. And then didn't know I was there until we were on the trolley.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
were. Oh, that's
I
I
mean,
thought you were in the subway station.
No, not this time. This is before the subway. Before the subway was built. Really.
Because I have visions of you waiting in the subway entrance in the platform, not all the way down where the trains were, but
Yeah,
as you
that was
enter the
probably
station.
afterward.
And that was because Mom would say no, she didn't want anybody to go with her. She was just going alone, and you would sneak down there,
Right.
and you would be there. So of course she wasn't going to send you home. So,
But yes, she used to say, "What are you doing here?" But I'm telling you, she made me feel. I mean, I was worried about her being alone because so many times when she'd be shopping, and her bag was stolen from her, and things
Oh,
like that. So
wow.
it used to concern me. I was very conscious of her being alone all the time like that, doing things on her own.
I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah.
Well, how old were you around then? What ages are you thinking?
Oh, I must have been maybe about 10 years old. I don't
Probably a
you
little
would
more.
remember. But I mean, I was just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to worry about her going by herself and having these things happen to her. Because a
Yeah.
couple of times somebody stole her bag, and she,
Wow.
be unaware of it.
Wow.
But it was weird. But I mean, I really used to worry about her because I didn't like her to go alone anywhere. And I was a little kid.
Yeah. Well, because Mom, if you're aware of it, you were younger than Aunt Ruth by about 2 years. Is that right? So you were aware of that happening too. So you were old enough to be aware that Aunt Ruth was leaving the house and meeting your mom down
But I
there.
never knew that
They
other
didn't.
part.
They didn't understand that. They
Yeah.
didn't know how I felt. But I used to worry Mom going by herself.
Okay.
I didn't know that angle about you.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
funny.
thought you were going because you wanted to go, and Mom didn't let us.
And she always wanted to go by herself.
Well,
But never wound up that way. But really, I mean, in those days, you had to be careful. There was a lot of robberies, thievery going on.
so what's
So,
different
Yeah,
today?
it's so different. That's right. That's what I'm saying. The same thing. But she used to love, Mom used to love to go in town by herself. And at that time, I don't know what she did with all these things. And she always came home with, she liked laces and stuff,